If you feel like the only way something gets done inside of your business is when you step in, or worse, you're checking every task like a babysitter with a clipboard, you're not leading, you're micromanaging grown adult. Let's fix that fast because you didn't build the business to babysit one. I'm Eli Raff. I help business owners build a business that doesn't depend on them, a business that a team handles the day-to-day operations so the business can scale, grow, or eventually prepare for exit. And the most important thing, help business owners finally enjoy freedom and enjoy their business and their life. Because let's be real for a second. You probably care the most. That's why everything flows through you. You're the business owner. But here's the trap. If you're the one who's chasing updates, redoing work, solving fires your team should prevent, you're not acting like an owner. You're acting like an overpaid manager with a job that you created for yourself. True leadership is not about doing more. It's creating a culture where ownership flows without you. Let's break down 5 ways to create high ownership, low babysitting teams without micromanaging. Way number 1 is make ownership visual. There's a great book, Systemology, that teaches you can't scale what you can't see. Let me tell you about Sam. He's one of my clients in the med spa business. He owns a med spa in New York City. He had a great team, but every week there was chaos. No one knew who owned what, deadlines were vague, and when things slipped, everybody pointed fingers. So we made a visual. And how do you do it? You pick any tool, whatever it is, whether it's Asana, Trello, a ClickUp, a whiteboard, whatever it is. And for every task or project inside of your business, you need to write 3 things. Who owns the task? Who's the owner of the task? When's the task due? And what success looks like. So you give them the task, you assign an owner to the task, you give a due date to the task, and you explain what the success looks like. Why is this so powerful? It's the assigning a name to a task. When people see their name assigned to a task, it flips something. The responsibility and the ownership become real. When you build a culture, an organization that you can see, that's how you build an organization that can scale. And we learned that from the book Systemology. Way number 2, set the standard and then step back. I learned this concept from the book The First 90, where it says clarity beats control. And I'll explain this concept through a quick story. I work with a founder who used to text his team. And he used to text his team like, can you send this report? Can you update the socials? Did you handle the follow-ups? Then he would get mad at them when things wouldn't get done right. But his instructions were not clear. What does handle follow-up even mean? What does update the socials even mean? Did you set a clear expectation? Did you explain to them in a crystal clear way what a success looks like? That's why what you can do today is take one recurring task that happens in your business. Take that task and define the done. Instead of saying send the report, you say send the Q2 report with XYZ by Friday noon. Clarity ends confusion. Define success, define the done, and then take a step back, let your team own it. And here's another pro tip. When things go sideways, when things are not getting done like you want them to happen, ask your team, was the outcome not clear or was the follow through missing? That keeps you out of blame and puts you in the leader mode, not in the micromanager mode, and you can actually influence your team to do a better job. So way number 2 is all about setting the standard and then stepping back. Way number 3 is all about weekly accountability, and there's no better book to learn this from Traction by Gino Wickman, where he says that accountability isn't about pressure, it's about rhythm. Look, I have a client right now that before we started working, he used to tell me like, I'm chasing my team all day. I'm chasing them for updates, I'm chasing them to send me stuff. So one of the ways where we help them is we flipped it. Instead of the owner chasing them, we set up a system, a protocol where the team reports in a cadence, in a rhythm. How can you accomplish this? Start today by a 15-minute weekly check-in. Once a week, each person answers, what did I commit to last week? What were my actions? What was I focused on? What did I actually get done? And what's my focus for this week? No excuses, no long stories, just the truth. And a way to make it even better is you make it visible. You literally create a table and a scorecard and track it weekly and in a shared doc where everybody can see it. Because when the progress is in public, the peer pressure alone will beat the micromanagement. Your people will be more consistent, more effective because the peer pressure of everybody seeing what they're accomplishing and what they're not. So way number 3 is all about accountability, is all about the weekly scorecard where they report to you, where they send the scorecard to you, where they tell you what they have been doing in the past week. Way number 4 is all about delegating outcomes, not tasks. There's a great book about how to become a COO, and there's a great line that says delegating tasks builds followers. Delegating outcomes builds leaders. I once worked with a business owner who was very, very frustrated with his marketing assistant. He said, I asked her to post 3 times a week on LinkedIn, but the engagement dropped. What we came to realization together is that he delegated a task. He delegated an action, posting 3 times a week. He didn't delegate the outcome, the engagement. So what can you learn from this for your business? Is don't say post 3 times this week. Say your goal is to increase engagement by 15%. Choose whatever strategy helps us to hit that. Your job as the marketing assistant is to increase the engagement by 15% this week. It's your job as the marketing assistant to figure out a way, a strategy to get there. That's an outcome. And I have a pro tip for small businesses is when you give them an outcome and they present a solution or a strategy, one question that you can ask that will increase the likelihood of the outcome to happen is ask them, how will you know this is working? This question will make them think in a critical way and self-correct in case it's needed. And if they miss, coach the thinking, not just the result, because it's the critical thinking and the self-correction that will get you results from them. So way number 4 is all about delegating outcomes, not the task. Build leaders inside of your business. Way number 5 is about fixing the system, not the person. We learned this from the great book, The Goal by Eliyahu, where he says that every breakdown is a system breakdown. One of my clients before working with me fired 2 of his assistants in just 4 months. She always kept saying, none of my assistant can keep up. We audited her onboarding. She had no documentation, no training SOPs, no clear outcomes, no scorecards. The problem wasn't the people. The problem was the fog. The problem was the system inside of her business. So what can you do today to make your business better? When something breaks inside of your business, you have to ask those 3 questions. Was the process missing? Was the training incomplete? Was the metrics invisible? Don't try to fix the people. Fix the systems. Fix the processes inside of your business, because it's the systems that drive your business, but it's the people that drive your systems. Therefore, you have to make sure that your systems are clear, direct, easy to understand, simple, so your team can actually follow them. Make that your leadership culture. Don't rush to blame your staff. Reflect and refine your business, and this way your team will have much better chance of succeeding. From these 5 ways, we learned that accountability is not about nagging. It's about making success so clear that people, that your staff can't miss it. You want less chaos inside of your business? Define what success looks like. Make it visual, make it public. You want real ownership inside of your business? Coach outcomes, not tasks. Build rhythms, not some rescue missions. You want to scale without stress? Fix systems, not people. Lead with clarity, not control. Because when your team sees it, owns it, and delivers it, you stop being a manager and you start being a leader. You stop managing and you start leading. So if your business runs only when you're in the room, if you're stuck doing more while your team stalls, click the link in the description. I'll show you exactly how I help business owners install systems, raise standards, and create owner-free businesses that scale, sell, and succeed without the chaos. It's not some fluffy online coach. It's not some generic online course that's all about theory. It's straight up proven and tested frameworks to free up your time and increase your bottom line. If you're ready to own a business without being trapped in it, check this out. And if this video helped, hit a like, drop a comment with your favorite insight, subscribe for more information about building a business that runs without you and doesn't depend on you. Thank you so much for being here. Now go build a business that runs and grows and outlives your to-do list.